Missed it.
Okay.
Okay. We will call the LaGrange County Plan Commission November 10th, 2025 meeting to order. Can we have a roll call, please?
Len,
Here.
Zach,
Here.
Ethan,
Here.
Shannon,
Here.
Tyler.
Here.
There will be invitation for public comment on the non-public hearing items this evening. Are there any additions or corrections to the agenda?
Make a motion to approve the agenda as presented. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Both same sign. Motion carries. The minutes of the previous meeting.
There are no additions or corrections to the minutes of the previous meeting. I'll make a motion to approve. Second.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Our first thing under new business this evening is a rezone. The way the rezone works is the presenter will have 15 minutes to present why they would like the property rezoned. Anybody in opposition to the rezone will also have 15 minutes to tell us why they do not think it should be rezoned. Oh, well, we do not do the rezoning. We send in a opinion to the commissioners, and then the petitioner will have 5 minutes to speak to the remonstrators' concerns. Let's go ahead, Krista.
We have Chad, the Enterprises by Donna Jones, Shipshewana Town, Section 10, Township 5, Range 8, Zone I2. It's located at 440 North Van Buren, 420 North Van Buren, and 400 North Van Buren. Application is to rezone all 4 parcels from I2 to B2 zoning. It's just an area of all 4. Let's do it. Okay.
Okay, do we have a representative for this rezone here tonight? If you come up to the petition, up to the podium and sign in, please. Give us your name for the address, and name and address for the record, and tell us why you want to rezone the property.
Donna Jones. It was requested by the town of Shipshewana. The use of the property will not change.
Oh,
That's all I have.
okay. And you own another parcel there, is that correct?
There's several parcels there, yes.
Okay, but is there a 5th parcel that you own? Let's see, to the west, where those buildings are,
West of the blue.
west of the blue?
West of the blue. What is on that? That's,
On the backside is some trailers parked there. It looks like you own that parcel as well.
yes. Okay, I see green. You guys see blue.
Green.
Okay, if it's
Teal,
behind the
but
green,
perhaps
yes.
it's teal?
The lot goes all the way back to where the apartment buildings are.
Correct.
Okay, okay, but and do we know why the town wants those rezoned?
I have no idea.
You have no idea, and the town's not here this evening. Okay,
I did send a letter saying.
I did see a letter.
Do we have a zoning map? Oh, right, go back. Right there. Okay.
So I2. Okay,
At least 2 of these parcels have retail stores on them.
I just wonder if why not do all of the I2 to be?
Well,
But Robbie had thought of the first parcel, and then I don't know why, but at the end, we just decided that one wasn't gonna go. So I couldn't tell you why.
Okay.
I guess I followed directions.
Well, I think that the size of those parcels would be more fitting in a B zone than an I zone.
I agree. I had that same question.
I think all of them would probably be pretty good to have in a B zone, but I guess if we want to do that later, we can. You didn't close the public?
I got one question.
Not yet, no.
So you are the owner,
Yes,
and the town The town wants these rezoned?
Evidently, they did not contact me. They must have contacted you.
Yep, they contacted Bobby.
Okay.
But you're in favor of it?
I have no idea what zoning, I never changed it when I bought the property. I've owned the property for quite a while. I made no changes, so I don't know the difference between a B2 and a whatever it is. And I didn't take the time to even look it up
Many
because I
people-
really could have cared less. I'm just following instructions. Because I'm not going to change what I'm doing.
So the town has paid for the rezone petition for this. You're just going along with it.
I'm just going along with it.
That's fair enough.
Well, what I looked up, isn't it the way that it's zoned now? Isn't it for manufacturing?
Yes.
Okay, so I did look up that much. I did.
It's an industrial zone right now,
Good.
and they
There's
want to
no
change it to,
manufacturing going on there.
and they want to change it to a business zone. You would just think that they would want the whole thing changed to a business zone.
Yeah, there's a garage in that back part on the west of that blue section where we use for warehousing. The front building is warehousing and some residential. And then, like somebody said, the other 2 lots are retail buildings.
Yeah, you don't know the answer. I was just curious why the town was so intentional on getting these 4 lots and not, like you said, doing the whole block. It'd be,
I don't know.
nobody's here to explain their philosophy, and I didn't talk to them.
Maybe they'll tack us, do that for next year, and that way I can go through this again. I have no idea.
Come back and visit
This is
us.
fun.
A lot of people don't think this is fun. That's a first.
Not.
You guys have any
Okay.
questions or concerns?
Well, I have with the public hearing. See, I have to go ask for demonstrators now. Would anybody else like to speak in favor of this rezone? Would anybody like to speak against this rezone? We will close the public hearing. Well, this is a bit unusual.
That it is. But
So the
I think it does mean a B.
town
zone.
manager, who is also, anyway, I stopped.
I think, I agree with you guys. I think the whole thing should be a B zone, but we're not looking at all the thing. We're looking at these 4. So I think it's a good start. And then
Okay,
the town will follow up later. We
Okay.
can't force them to rezone, I guess.
no, evidently not.
So if you guys don't
Different
have
owners.
concerns, I'd make a motion to send it to the commissioners as a favorable recommendation for the rezone from I1 or I2 to B2.
Any
Second.
further discussion? Oh, sorry. Any further discussion then? Nope. Let's vote then.
Tyler,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Zach,
Yes.
Ethan,
Yes.
and Shannon.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, and maybe you'll get to come back. Ha ha.
My property taxes.
Oh,
I don't-
What-
think so.
It's based off use, not zone.
yeah, it's based off of use, so you're good there. Okay. All right. Next we have a vacation of a property.
We have Marvin and Norma Fry, Van Buren Township, Section 30, Township
I didn't copy
38,
these.
Zone A2, located at 5360 West State Road 120. Application is to vacate 1 acre of Faw Estates.
So we're vacating the platted lot here. And then,
They want to just vacate them.
and they own how much ground around there? On the,
I'm sorry.
when you vacate this, obviously it gets absorbed to the surrounding parcel. What's the surrounding parcel size?
Oh, I looked that up, but I can't remember now.
Yes. Number 12 plus.
Do you have the?
You want it, Ethan?
I can look it up. I can look it up too here.
With the address.
5360 West.
5360 West, yeah. State Road 120. 5360.
14.
Yeah.
It'll be 15-acre plot then, okay.
That's A2, correct?
Yeah, no. This used to be a nice 80-acre farm there and there.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any concerns with it. Do you guys have any concerns just absorbing it into the remainder?
No, I don't have a problem.
That house has always been zoned. I'm sure that house has always just been kind of sitting out there an island for years
Well,
anyway.
they platted it that way, which was really odd. And then they, obviously things changed and they sold everything off. And so
So we need a motion to vacate the
Fraud Estates.
location at 5360 West State Road 120.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Do we have to do a voice vote for that, or can we just, I mean, do we have to do a roll call vote, or can we do a voice vote for that?
I think.
Okay, okay, we'll do a roll call then. Let's go ahead and vote.
Lynn,
Yes.
Shannon,
Yes.
Zach,
Yes.
Ethan,
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
Okay, that lot has been vacated. Then we have another one.
Got David Fought, Eden Township, Section 26, Township 36, Range 8, Zone A2. He's located west of 7200 West, 685 South. Application is to vacate 0.03 acres in the Fought South Edition, which is the two small parcels.
Why does this happen? Why does that stuff happen? That aggravates me to no end. Okay. So it's going to be absorbed into that home lot right there then, I suppose? Okay.
To ask for public comment.
No, I don't have to do that on these. No, Robbie told me I didn't have to do, ask for a public comment on the
I
vacations.
make a motion to vacate.
Second. Anybody, any further discussion? Let's go ahead and vote.
Zach,
Hold on, all right.
Oh, Zach's looking something up.
Just one quick question, I guess.
Okay,
So we have two slivers here we're vacating, correct?
yes.
And the portion in the field there, the bigger triangle, that'll be vacated. And where does ownership go to then off that piece?
from what I got from Taylor's, it would just go to this.
Farmer?
parcel. Yes.
Okay. I'm fine with that one. What about the small sliver up there to the whatchamacallit? That'll be going to who?
I got that they were both going to the middle, the bigger parcel right here. The guy here in the house.
They're both going to him?
That's what I got from it, yeah. from Taylor's.
Right now it's saying Dave Fought owns them both. He's not the owner of the house, he's the owner of the field. So vacating A2, it just goes to the field, obviously not a big deal, but it's right here and you vacate that. Who retains ownership of that?
I do not know.
Because obviously A2 makes pretty good sense. It's just vacating it goes in this field. There's got the standalone piece that's not, it's owned by Dave. Where's it gonna go? What's that?
Might just trade the two.
Okay, and that makes more sense. If that's the case.
Vacate them and then trade the pieces.
Correct.
Squares over the wall.
Nobody's here tonight, is it, for this?
Typically, you'd vacate it out and then you'd plat it as part of this lot here, you know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
if you just vacate it, it's not part of the subdivision. I mean, I assume Dave's not retaining ownership of it. I assume it's going to the house,
That's what I would.
but
Yes.
nobody's here to verify that, which we
Okay.
could vacate it just the same. I was just curious to
Okay.
make sure this thing get vacated. And
So this would probably go with the field, and this would go with the house, I would
well,
think.
it's weird now because Dave owns them both.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
owns this and that, which is weird. Is he just gonna vacate it and give up that sliver to the owner? How's that transfer over? I don't know. It's just weird, goofy. But all right, I mean, we'll just vacate it and we'll figure it out.
Okay, so we do have a motion and a second on the floor, correct?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and vote.
Tyler,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Zach,
Yes.
Shannon,
Yes.
Ethan.
Yes.
Okay, that has been vacated. Those two small parcels have been vacated. Now we're on to site plans.
We have Dale Coons, Hand of the Plow, Van Buren Township, Section 18, Township 38, Range 9, Zone A2, located at 5925 West, 700 North. application is for a proposed shop for polytrimmed work.
Okay, so this is going in north of the homestead. Okay.
All right. Clayton Evans with Hand of the Plow Surveying. This nice, clean, simple development plan here. We have Mr. and Mrs. Coons owned the property to the southwest there, and they purchased this larger tract to the north to expand an existing small business that manufactures some custom plastic parts. And so we did a minor subdivision to create 2 lots because he wanted to keep the business on its own lot. And so, yeah, relatively simple. We have a nice clean site plan, proposed drive there for a good turnaround, loading areas, well, septic. The site is relatively flat, very porous soils, so no dedicated detention area, but plenty of area for the water to be managed on site. And they did propose some buffering out along the front, out by the road for the business, as well as in the southeast corner for the adjoining residential use. So taking good consideration of those things. Most of this, or at least a portion of this, will be, just extension of his pasture for his animals. But yeah, we're definitely well below the coverage limits for the size of a parcel. And I don't think any issues really that I can recall were raised during the technical review. I believe it meets all of the ordinance requirements for this type of a use. And we would ask for a favorable vote, but I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
So the rest of that I believe it's 6.61 acres or something like that. That's going to be used for,
Pasture, potentially, I don't know, is there anything other than pasture and,
Hayfield.
yeah, hayfield?
or
Yeah. So
okay,
green space.
expansion at all?
Hopefully it'll keep on business. but I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Okay,
That's right.
okay. And it's okay that the lots are separated, that's all right? Okay. Is anybody here is there any public comment on this non-public hearing item this evening?
Are you just doing manufacturing here? Just manufacturing? No retail?
I deliver all to the retail customers.
How many, is just you as an employer? Do you have any other employees?
Paul would ask if there's a dumpster on location.
Well, he would. Is there a dumpster at this location?
I know my plastics all get sent back to recycle, melt down, that's all inside the building.
That's all inside the building. Okay.
I don't really have trash.
No burning. Okay. It's one of our members' pet peeves, so we're just going to follow up on that for
When your
you.
material comes, raw material, is any of it boxed, or you have, obviously put stainless screws, are those in boxes, containers?
In box, stainless screws are in boxes,
I mean, you're gonna have debris and trash, even a small amount, what do you do with all your trash?
my little
Home dumpster?
2-gallon home.
Okay.
And that box lasts numerous months.
We get reports of multiple businesses just putting a pile out back and burning stuff, which is not conducive to what we want to see with small businesses in rural communities. It's just burning stuff out the back door, cutoffs and boxes and, household trash or business trash.
Okay.
It's really something we're trying to, lock down on not having that. So if it comes to the point where you have a lot of trash, Paul always wants you to have a dumpster for the business if it justifies it, obviously, in the future. You guys any more concerns? Just a small manufacturing business.
Mhm. Yeah. Anybody else? Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the site plan for the Dale and Kayleen Coons.
Second.
Any further discussion? Let's go ahead and vote.
Shannon,
Oh, yes.
Ethan,
Yes.
Zach,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Lynn.
Yes. All right, you've been approved. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Harley and Marcia Miller. Clear Spring Township, section 16, township 36, range 9, zone A2, located at 3755 west, 500 south. Application is to convert an existing 40 by 60 building into a general retail store. Site plan.
Yeah, so the plan is to convert.
Could you tell us who you are there?
Yes, sorry.
Thank you.
Levi Rednow, Atlanta Boundary, 401 South 3rd Street, Goshen. The plan is to change a building that they've got on that's already existing into some retail space to sell like Amish. Their plan is to sell gifts, like throws, blankets, some clothes, things like that. Hand wooden crafted toys, things of that nature. The building's already existing. I believe they've had Jason from the building department out to inspect. Is that correct?
Yeah.
The homeowner is here also. Other than that, they will be getting a like an Amazon sized box truck at the largest to come in and out. Probably, what is it? Once every other week.
Yeah, once a week, I'm not sure of that.
But we won't be, there's no changes to any of the ground except for a small wedge there on the east side of the drive to kind of widen it a little bit to make sure we've got enough room for turning and things like that.
Hmm. Well, they need to state some kind of state release for,
That's what they're working on. He just said
oh, I didn't hear that.
they're working on getting this commercial design release approved by Jason. He hasn't done that yet, or
We have the CDR.
you do have, okay.
Okay, okay. I heard that Jason had visited, but I didn't hear anything about it in the release. Okay. So you have the release already, you're all ready to go? Okay. Is there any public comment on this non-public hearing item this evening? The retail space is connected to the house, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
You guys have any questions or concerns?
Is that buffer on the west side, landscape buffer,
Yes.
that overlaps the driveway a little bit?
Well, that part is we took that section out and put it to the east of the drive to
Okay.
make sure we had the same amount of room there.
No, I think we're good.
I'll make a motion to approve the site plan as presented.
Second.
Any further discussion? Okay, let's go ahead and vote.
Zach,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Shannon,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Ethan.
Yes.
Okay, your site plan's been approved. Thank you very much.
James and Marlene Lambright is an AFO. Van Buren Township, section 30, township 38, range 9 east, zone A2, located south of 5460 west, state road 120. Application is a 44 by 352 country view cap barn with a 36 by 45 covered indoor storage.
Sorry. Tiffany Rowland, Agronomic Solutions, 336 East Lake Street, Topeka. We are here tonight. James couldn't be here on the review night, or morning, sorry. So we're here tonight to hear it. The questions were mostly answered and turned back in by Land and Boundary to Robbie and to Krista to add the label the distance to the wetland and floodplain. We have already had the soil and water approval, or sorry, the approval from soil and water for the Rule 5. Update the house with septic system and installation from Alfredo. That the house is brand new on this site. They just built it. So when he originally did the plan, that information wasn't available. So that was put on. One of the things that have not been done yet is the NDOT approval. That is going to be done as soon started as soon as we get approval. And of course, we can't pull a building permit until we have that approval, and the builder and the owner both know that. So that isn't something that's something they're going to do first. The other thing was maintenance agreement between this landowner, and the driveway goes back to another landowner in the back. And that's something that they will also turn in before they apply for the building permit.
I did have questions regarding the access to the property.
Okay.
Okay, so could you show us the overhead of yeah. So here's the property right here.
Mhm.
So they're creating a road back to that then?
There's already a driveway off of 120.
Yes,
And so the
but that's not
driveway.
deeded to this property here. It belongs to the
Correct. They
property
already
to the
have an
back.
easement.
Okay,
They have an easement agreement, so there has to be a maintenance agreement between the owners to the north property and to the south property, an easement agreement between the three property owners. Does that make sense?
oh, it makes sense. It's
Okay.
messy, but it makes sense, yeah. Okay,
The easement, how wide is the easement on the easement agreement?
yes, that's what my
How
next.
wide is the
How
easement?
wide is the easement to access this property?
Can you answer that? Did you just say 50? 55.
I mean, 50 is what they do on 50. I just want-
He's saying their written easement is 55 foot.
From this, I assume the driveway sits on the middle of the 50 foot or on, the location that 50 foot easement is?
It's almost all the way to the west side of the 50, I think it's just 50.
50.
And where's the manure pile located then?
It is a covered manure storage at the west end of the barn.
And is there a road that goes back to that manure storage?
There is not one proposed right now. I don't believe, we don't have it's pretty flat. And this will be a horse-drawn, horse-drawn manure spreader that will go back there to spread the manure.
How many acres does he have there?
How many, your total acreage?
And the manure will be spread on that property?
I talked to the guy that lives across the road, and there's a bunch of farm fields around, and he said, Kevin, I'm like, takes all my manure. If I want to use it for him.
And you are James Lambright? Okay, thank you.
Not that it matters. We just vacated that
One over the
the
south.
house to the south. Just very coincidentally, we're talking about the same, very similar parcels. We just
Yes,
vacated that.
that's what I thought. Yeah, yeah.
Not that it matters, but
Okay. That's what I thought. Okay.
Can we go back to the site plan, please?
Tiffany, I think we covered this in tech review, but I'll mention it again. How many days of storage do they have for manure in here?
I did calculate that on this. There's, between the barn and the manure stack, there's 339 days of storage.
So you're estimating that you'll have to haul manure once or twice a year?
Most of the time they spread it. Now, this is item numbers. Item numbers are usually more than what production is, okay? So they can spread once a year. But most of the time, correct me if I'm wrong, Levon,
There's three haul outs per year. But there's room for in there for at least, like every haul out, there's room to keep stored in there. If they can't haul it, they can store it for another 3 to 4 months.
And could we have your name for the record as well?
Levon Yoder.
Thank you.
second stage,
yes,
two stage.
So you're saying 3 times a year they'll haul manure? On the
out of the barn,
out of the barn?
out of the barn.
And then off the pad, how often?
Out of the storage, they usually spread at least 2 times out of there a year. Is that correct? But they can spread all 3 times,
Yeah.
as long as they have the property to do it on.
Depending
Or
if they have
across-
area ready for it, yeah.
Yeah,
Doesn't
as long as the
always
fields
go
are,
From the barn to the storage.
Okay.
Sometimes it just goes from the barn to the field.
Farm
Yeah.
to barn to the field. Okay, that's fine. Thank you for that clarification. Okay. Is there a public comment on this non-public hearing item this evening?
Only thing I'd like to add is there is a roof over it. I don't know if that was part of the discussion, like it's not, used to be not mandatory or legal requirement, but we're building a roof over all of them for an extra cost. An extra cost, but an extra environmental friendly thing.
It keeps your manure in better shape for the spreads easier if you get a lot of rain or snow or vice versa. You guys for public comment?
Yeah, I did just now. See, it's circled.
on it tonight.
You haven't had to remind me at all. Okay, so I guess I've asked all my questions.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd still like to see a drive going back to the manure stack because there's potential of it leaving the property. And I don't necessarily like the idea of it potentially leaving the property when you're hauling crap down the easement.
It is a shared piece of property.
It is a shared piece of property.
Well, what do you think, everybody, about a road back there? Because that was one of my questions as well. How many calves are we gonna have in this building? 280,
290.
290.
Are the neighbors that share the driveway, are they Amish English? Amish neighbors?
I'm sure they've been informed that this is going in, correct? the neighbors know this. part's
Yes,
going in, or
sorry,
it should go
we're
in.
just nodding, but yes.
If they have anything, questions or concerns, I think they should have came.
Yeah.
So,
No, it's just, yeah, that makes it extremely messy.
If it helps everybody, if the neighbors sign off and bring it in, they're the only people that it's gonna affect. If that's something that's an added thing that you want, they can easily sign off. They said they're totally fine.
I don't necessarily think it's necessary, but obviously it's just as long as you're being neighborly is the biggest thing. And depending on what conditions are when you haul, obviously certain times you don't have to worry about anything, but other times of the year, if you're trying to haul manure, it can be a heck of a mess. So you're trying to put yourself in that position, I guess.
Okay. That sandy soil up there?
Yes.
Not like Mongo, but
Okay. Well, there's nothing like Mongo.
it's like a sand dune.
Okay. Well, we needed a motion here from someone.
I'm just looking at it one more time. I don't see how we. I mean, nice to have a driveway back, but he's not gonna be tracking on the road. He'll be tracking across the driveway before he gets anywhere. And if he's hauling himself, he'll be dealing with the issue. But you know,
Well, if he's hauling, he's gonna try and haul the majority of it on his own ground. He's not gonna be able to haul it on the ground unless the conditions are right at the barn to get to the ground, which is connected to it. And if it is horse drawn, it's gonna take him forever, but it'll be right there.
you're the country cast guy. What's your name again?
Ron, you,
Hold on. Yeah, you know how many calf barns do you run in the county here? Do you know?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you know what percentage of all the barns you have? Do you have mostly the homeowners haul most of the manure, or is it trucked out by
I
you?
would say it's probably half and half. A lot of them get the big licensed guy, the freed guy to come in and do it with the big light tractor.
Gotcha. But this is not one of those barns.
He's got these big balloon tires for it.
Yeah.
So he's equipped for it.
But this barn's not. It's not looked at to be hauled by. It's be hauled more locally by
It
the.
could go either way. I mean,
Okay.
it could start off with this licensed guy to do it, and he could do it himself if he wanted to. It's set up to do either way.
I haven't seen Levon in a meeting for a while, but we've been talking more about trying to get these manure accesses more accessible for anybody. Like, let's say your guy's busy and somebody else wants to come in here to access that easier, I guess, versus trying to tromp through, soils that maybe not be good or fit, or get semi stuck. If it's not semi or a traxel load, you know what I mean?
Yeah, never a semi. I mean, there's never gonna be a semi back.
But traxel's pretty heavy too, right?
Yeah, it's just
Driving traxel,
tires.
yeah.
Levon, none of these barns, whether it's calf, chicken, duck, none of them have good access going back to the manure stack. And the manure stack's all the way in the back. And it creates problems. Whenever possible, which Tiffany's brought up some points before on why it's not possible to put a driveway back there. But whenever possible, it's nice to have it. I don't care if it's packable gravel.
There's like a 10-foot cement alley all the way back. If it's ever not, right in front of that barn, you got a cement all the way back. If it's ever a phase where they can't get it in there, take the cement and go. Like that whole front side of that barn is cement.
Yeah, you can't get a triaxle down a 10-foot cement pad beside a building. You know what I mean? To back all the way down there, that alley to get back to the manure stack is.
We're trying, I guess, here, Levon, I mean, I've been out with sites before, is keeping the manure stack as accessible as possible. So in case the landlord gets behind, life gets busy, manure stacks up and somebody's got to get it, it might be a bad time of the year where people can come pick it up without having to figure out how am I going to access it. You know, that third party or hauler, you know what I mean? Just because if it's hard to get to, somebody goes there one time, like, I'm never going to that place again. So then you can't find anybody to even haul it sometimes because like I have to go back to this mud lane or there's no place to access or get to it. If it's easy to access, then people will come pick it up. If it's hard to access, then you may have a problem, you know, people want to come repick it back up. You know what I'm saying?
You have something, there's sort of farm somewhere that you guys were thinking, I mean, I'm trying to think of all the sites and not knowing where there's anybody that's not being able to, like, you have something in mind somewhere that I'm not aware of.
Yeah, it's not just, I mean, you deal with mostly calf barns. We deal with the chicken barns, duck barns, calf barns, all the barns. So when you go out and look at them, it's obviously certain times of the year, not a big deal because it's dry. It's usually that end of February, March, April, May, where it's like it gets pretty nasty, and then it tracks out on the road, or you know, I might take you to dozens of sites. It's just something we're trying to address on a whole issue thing versus like how do we address that issue? You know what I mean? And then the haulers that haul around that come pick the stuff up, we want to make sure that we want the manure to be easy to access in case the landowner can't get to it or a third party comes in. So it's like easy to haul away so we don't have the manure issues of just stockpiling it or just pushing out behind the barn because nobody wants to come pick it up because they can't get to it very easily. That makes sense.
There should be no reason for somebody to not want that manure on their field. And I mean, just off of the top of my head, somebody I know their name, Ernest Raber. Do you know where he is?
I do, yep.
Okay.
We didn't build the barn, but yep, I know what you're talking.
Yeah, he has Country View calves.
Yep, he does.
Yep. When's the last time you were there?
Oh, probably 2024.
Okay. I can almost promise you that same manure that came out of those calves in 2024 is still sitting on his lot.
Okay. Okay, so I'll go agree with you. I can go check it out if it's an issue. I mean, one time before Zach gave me a spot where I checked it out. It wasn't our guy who's super cool about it and he fixed it right up even though he didn't grow for us.
He's a super nice guy. I don't have anything against him. Okay. But that's not the way it should be done.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to prevent in these cases.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably more than that. I mean, honestly, there's probably 4 or 5 years worth out there.
And his barn, I don't know when it was built and so on, when we asked us to put animals in, but for sure it's about as far outdated as this one's updated.
And he probably doesn't have the newest barn with a covered manure stack and everything else, but it still needs addressed. It needs taken care of. And that's what we're trying to prevent in these cases. If it's easily accessible and anybody can get back there with whether it's a semi, a triaxle, whatever, to get it out of there and get it on the field, the better off it is.
Yeah, amen. If furnace is an issue, then for sure we can update that.
You were asking for an example, so that's the example. There's way more than him out there, so.
Okay.
Yeah, there are.
Mission file.
Yes, and calf manure isn't as good of fertilizer as chicken, or even grown cattle. I mean, according to the test results and everything. So it needs to be accessible where guys can get in there and want it, so there's not these kinds of issues. I mean, if I have an option over chicken manure or calf manure, I'm going to take that chicken manure. Okay. But the minute I can't get into a barn without breaking my equipment and it's going to cost me more than going after it, I don't want to do it anymore. Stuff's too expensive.
So do we want a road on the site plan?
I'd like to see one, but I'm not. If he's going to try hauling it himself, and if it does become an issue, then I expect it taken care of.
If it becomes an issue, then for sure, it's just an extreme cost. Like if it's 12 times out of 12, if you don't use it, it's an extreme cost line there.
And like I said, again, I don't care whether it's crushed asphalt, limestone, gravel, just something packed solid there. To where we're not going through mud and making ruts and
Cut
everything
ruts.
else. And a horse can make just as much ruts as a vehicle. Mud's no good when it comes to that. And whether it's a horse-drawn manure spreader or what, it's still got to go through it. But if it's going to stay on his property, I guess I'm okay with it. But if it becomes an issue, then it needs taken care of.
I live just east of you. I'll just, if I see it on 120, I'll stop by and talk to you about it.
Call me, Shannon.
Where do you live?
The internet's watching.
Okay, so we're gonna leave it like it is right now. Okay, all right.
I'll make a motion to approve the site plan as presented.
Second.
Any further discussion? So you understand what we're trying to say here, that if it becomes a problem, we need a road. Okay,
Zach's got my number.
okay. Let's go ahead and vote.
Shannon,
Yes.
Ethan,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
and Zach.
Yes.
All right, been approved. Thank you very much. On to the next one.
Paul and Regina Miller, Newberry Township, Section 33, Township 37 North, Range 8 East, Zone A2, located at 1665 South, 1000 West. Application is for two proposed 100 and 180 additions with additional paid parking.
Yeah. This place is immaculate though. But
It's an industry.
yeah, it's an industry.
It's not a cottage industry.
All right, Clayton Evans again here, into the plow surveying. I have a very successful business that is just looking to put together the most, practical and sustainable for the life of the business, as well as benefits to the neighbors. So we do have two phases shown here. The phasing, it may be years before we get to phase two, but we wanted to just go ahead and basically show the full build out of this property. That being said, we are also aware of the fact that this is the full build out of the property as it is now, as far as coverage is concerned. So we had a good discussion on this one through the technical review. I'll just kind of go through a few things here. The buildings as they currently stand were all approved previously under the old ordinance. I believe there may have been a variance involved at some point for that.
Mhm.
There is a very, very nice asphalt drive all the way out to the road on this property, about 20 feet wide. And they just updated that this summer. It is very nice. They do have quite a bit of existing landscape buffering around the property facing the neighbors. There's actually to the northwest, you'll see there's a really heavy triple row of pine trees. That was actually installed by the owner of I believe it's a chicken barn to the northwest, by requirement of, I believe the county required that. So that should be there as long as that chicken barn's there. And if it were to ever need to be, they could update the landscaping, but that landowner was required to have that landscaping to benefit our owner. So I'm not counting it as buffering, but I think it benefits us anyway. We have shown an expansion to the detention area to make sure they have plenty of room for their stormwater for basically the full development as proposed. There's an existing small retention area, so we would be increasing that by several times for outlets and surface flow of drainage. Everything's draining that direction anyway. We have some concrete aprons just to ensure good flow amongst the buildings. Any of the existing like storage containers and so forth out behind the building, which are well screened, would likely be replaced by the building developments. This property is quite a ways off the road. If you're looking for it, you might see it. If you're not looking for it, you might drive right past or just see the sign. So, I mean, for the type of use that this is, they're doing custom steel manufacturing and creating products. So it sounds maybe more intimidating than it is. We've been out to the site a few times, and they have a very clean operation out there. Just thinking through here, if there's anything specific to address. There were questions about the existing septic field. They just installed that last year on the east side of the buildings for the manufacturing buildings. So they actually, after our previous discussion at the tech meeting, they actually shifted the southern addition, shifted it east about 10 or 15 feet. So that gives them a little bit more room around the septic system, as well as you'll notice a note that was added to the development plan, as well as the CSGP, that they should install some type of a safety fence or like snow fence or something or completely around the perimeter of the septic system, as well as they've met with their building contractor and spoken with their excavator about the need to protect that. Obviously, if it's damaged, that would need to be addressed, but I believe all the necessary parties are aware of its existence and the importance to protect it. We have some additional employee parking proposed on site. And then there's an existing house and some ag use buildings right now. Those are to the south. The two ag use buildings, I know at least one of them was previously a production building when this business started several years ago. And so the plan moving forward is really for this business to stand alone on the property. The residential use is going to cease in the near future if it hasn't already. And so the plans would be for the house either to retrofit it into an office space, or I guess worst case scenario would be to remove it, but they are working through the necessary processes for the commercial design release and so forth to make use of those facilities. So once again, they've taken some serious time and concerted, calculated effort to really look at this site long term and set themselves up for success as long in the future as they can plan at this time. I don't know that I have anything else to add at this time, but I would be happy to answer any questions, and we do have a business owner present as well.
So you're telling us that the ag buildings will at some point be part of the business?
Correct.
Okay. So we got the outs. Okay.
Clayton,
And so some of that outsourced storage will be eliminated that I see on the overhead?
Yes, I believe so.
Go ahead.
Clayton, you claim that this business is operating on a variance, is that correct?
It's not, a variance would not be required for this business under the current ordinance. Under the previous ordinance, it was, I believe.
Okay. So
I believe, yes.
just curious for you guys, in the A2 zoning where it's a mix of light industrial, there's no size scope on a limitation of how large you can get in A2 for
40%.
what's that?
40%.
40% what?
Lot
40% coverage.
Well, I know coverage. I'm talking square footage of a industry. There's no square
No.
foot.
We started to talk about that, but we never.
We lost interest because it took too long. The only fear I have, I mean, it is a real immaculate place, nice business, is what's the purpose of the growth? Why add on, Clayton? Why not just leave it the way it is? What's the purpose? What's driving this expansion?
Once again, their business has been very successful, and they just need more space in order to keep up with demand.
So there will be more production, I believe, by the expansion, which obviously leads to more traffic more deliveries, more pickups. We are increasing quite a bit of square footage on a county road that's not super close to a larger highway. I mean, it's just something to consider for the future is, as these businesses do have great success, is there going to be any encouragement to, keep it to smaller size or to relocate if you want to go much bigger, or just allow it to grow to as long as it fulfills the whole lot for the 40%.
No, it's one of the main reasons why we don't rezone ground on our state highways to agriculture off of business. So places like these have opportunities to go in on, in zones where they could, where they are on state highways.
When you get this large of expansion, I mean, it's already pretty big out there. He can operate, just keep operating the way he is. But when you do expand it, you are going to increase production on looks like almost twice the size. That just compounds the amount of traffic and deliveries, pickups. So, I mean, as a plan commission, do we allow just exponential growth on any A2 zone that is up to 40% of the lot coverage?
Well, I think that's kind of in a backwards way written into it, because with the incentive to have a smaller lot and an A2, the smaller the lot is, the smaller the business can be. So this, how many acres are we looking at here?
It is
13.34.
Yeah.
13 acres.
Yeah.
So what, 40% 5 acres of buildings.
5
So, if it was a smaller lot, it would be a smaller business.
There's farmsteads with that many acres of buildings
Yeah,
on them.
I get a little concerned about the rural business cottage industry coming to a main. Exactly. On this case, obviously we have what we have out there, and he's operating at make a good business. That's great, but I don't know how many businesses will be like this. I don't know if it's one out of 100, or if it starts becoming the norm of this huge industrial growth. Where does it start? Where does it stop? And what's responsible for us as county officials to say, hey, we probably should limit to a square foot, or like, well, why don't we move this out towards 20, where we have a more conducive access. We're not driving around schools and houses for large manufacturing now, not just a cottage rural industry scale. That's my only concern when I saw this. I thought, I know how big it is out there right now. It's a nice business, I'll give you that, but this is a huge expansion.
Well, the one upside I see is with this being the business the size that it is. If in the future it is successful and he does need a bigger business, he knows what works, he knows what doesn't. And if he wants a bigger building, he can move to another location and build, on what he has learned. And then this site will be an opportunity for a much smaller business to have more than what they need.
I believe by sinking this much cost into it before you'd ever move for a more X site, you'd go over and talk to the neighbor and buy another 10 acres because you'll pay. I mean, you don't have to sell it, but you probably would, because it's more conducive to buy more ground, expand here than it is to try to relocate this whole thing as you get more fixed costs dumped into it. The scale is what gets me, I guess, is the drawback.
Yeah.
It's not as I don't think it's a good business and do a good job. I just have to look at the bigger picture of how much more deliveries of raw product and finished product going out of here, and how much more traffic is consumed on a 1000 West there up and down with all the mixed use of traffic. That's my concern going on this one and going forth, I guess, in the future ones. The small little fabric shops, ice cream shops, small manufacturing for us and the neighbors, like those are kind of conducive. When you start doing 30 employees, or how many employees do you have? 50. I mean, it's a 50 now. And I mean, as you expand it, that's an industrial park. And as long, I have my hesitations with that, I guess, as my concerns. Do you understand those concerns as the owner?
I do have one question for the business owner. I know a lot of times in situations like this, the additional space is for more equipment, not necessarily more employees. Where do you guys fall in that?
It will be more equipment with, I want to say, less employees per square foot. If that makes sense.
Yeah, and that's pretty common in this type of a situation. Yeah.
So you have 50 now. Where will you end up there with the additions? Do you have any idea?
We don't.
You don't. Okay. All right. All right.
But you are perceiving increased production.
We do have very little customer traffic.
Yeah,
So we deliver everything.
yeah,
So,
the customer traffic, cars
yeah.
more maneuverable when you have large loads coming in and out, and the semis on rural roads, when you mix with the buggies, the pony carts, the cars, the semis, it gets a little odd of, I mean, and the roads being, it just depends which road you're on, but you drove some of these roads, it's like, how much more traffic do we compound on here when we already well, that's quite a bit. And these areas located in an industrial park where you're close to a state road, where you have wider shoulders, better base for the road, more conducive for larger industry. This is a pretty big industry already, and you're expanding it by almost double. It looks like it's just one of those things where that's my concern, I guess, because once you put this in, a lot of sunk cost here. You're definitely not relocating, in my opinion. Then, even if you're, we're out of room, well, we'll find a way to make more room, because if you get, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, and it will increase stuff that, I guess that's my drawback. I don't know, as a planning commission, where we draw the line. That's our job, is to figure out, when's it too much or when's enough, and where is it to the point where, hey, we probably need to limit at least the size on some of these rural industries, because it's no longer a cottage industry, it's a full-fledged industrial park for 50 employees.
But is that something that we need to include in the UDO, or is that something that we're gonna, how do we police that, or how do we?
That would have to be in the UDO.
UDO.
Yeah.
I mean, we as a plan commission, as a public health and safety of assess, we look at that as well. Like, what is this safe to do? Is this responsible to do, given the parameters that's out there on this location? You know what I mean? Because locating that much more business traffic on a rural road that's shared by many people, I guess that's what we have to look out for. We are planning and zoning. How do we want the county to lay out? That's my concern. I just get concerned on this big of expansion in that rural area. Even I know it's taken well care of, and we probably need to be clear on that line, so people, when they invest, like, I'll start my small business here with a couple employees, my friends, but once you get past I hate to say it, once you get past about 4 or 5 employees and have like 10 double employees, it's like that we probably need to look at, 50 employees, a lot of people just showing up to work, let alone all the in and out of the materials.
Where is your product shipped out to?
RV factories
Oh,
all over Elkhart.
so do you have a common route for your exports? Do you go up to 20 to get to where you're going, or?
Yeah, a lot of it goes to 20. There'd be some like Brinkley, I don't know if you know where that's located, Brinkley, and then Keystone in Goshen. We've had deliveries there. To be honest, I'm not sure which route.
Let's take it down 200 south, or
Probably, and then probably the Rock Run in the city.
Yeah. Probably to Rock Run. That's 600 South, right? Yeah.
And if I would be more for getting behind some of these things, when I know if they're paying for the road improvements, the businesses, the increase in tax on this doesn't touch any of the roads. It comes off my gas tax, wheel tax. I guess the semis pay a little bit, but that's pretty minor. Trying to fix and make a road that's wider, bigger shoulder. If we're going to put such large industry in rural areas, large, we probably need to have a plan on expanding those roads for safety and long-term lastability, because when the thaw goes out, they're still getting deliveries. When it comes in and out, we don't have no frost freeze loss, so everything's just compounded. That's my concern on the size, because you got 50 employees and so much deliveries in and out. I guess that's where I see some of these. I don't know. I just get overwhelmed about how large these get in a rural area. I'm not saying, but have you ever considered relocating your business to a larger or to a more industrial size area?
We've talked about it,
But why not go that route? Just curious.
expense with it. I think it's cheaper. I believe so. It's cheaper to do this than relocate. With the size of building we need now,
Yeah, your sunk cost here.
Yeah.
This is also local for business owners and
Oh,
employees.
I understand. I can't. The business is there. I mean, you can produce just like you are now. Keep your 50 employees. You just won't be able to grow as much, knowing you know, that, and this is a pretty big growth here. I mean,
We've been, the landowner has been working for 2 years, I believe, to try to get this plan together. So
Yeah.
they are, they're well beyond the need for more space. I'll put it that way.
correct.
So,
But what I'm saying is as a business owner,
Mhm.
you reach a capacity.
right.
Okay.
Well,
And then you have to either relocate or put up more something. It's like you can continue to operate the business as is,
Mhm.
and you just produce less. And you don't have any employees. Just because you have more demand growing at that spot, just
Yeah.
because you have sunk costs there, well, you may have to buy a
Mhm.
different spot, or you may have to just keep your orders down to where you can manage with what you have.
I would, can I speak to that a little bit, Zach?
Yeah.
I definitely appreciate your concern, especially, you know, as you look down the road for LaGrange County, as there are many industrial types of businesses. That being said, under the current ordinance, there was intentional care taken and provided for these types of properties, these types of manufacturing businesses to be located in this zoning district. And we see a lot of the development plans that come through. Most of them are not to this size yet, obviously. You know, if we get 5, 10, 20 years into the future and this size of a building or operation becomes the norm, then I would wholeheartedly agree that some amendments to the UDO would be beyond recommended to maybe limit the size of these. But I think this one is an exception to the rule. I don't know that they should be penalized, especially considering that under the current ordinance, which is just over a year old, we are able to meet all of the UDO requirements for this type of a use and this type of a development. So I would just ask you to keep that
Yeah.
in mind as well. But yeah, I think your point is well made, Zach.
Is there a public comment on this non-public hearing item this evening? Since there's only 2 of you left, I assume not. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and make a motion to approve the site plan as presented.
Second.
Any further discussion? Let's go ahead and vote.
Ethan,
Yes.
Shannon,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Zach,
Yes.
Lynn.
Yes. Been approved. It was a good discussion, and that's something to keep in mind as we go forward here for sure.
Thank
I
you,
agree.
guys.
Thank you.
Next up is Mary and Marla Miller for Select Energy, Johnston Township, Section 6, Township 36, Range 10 East, Zone A1. They are located at 0350 East, 200 South. Application is for proposed 80 by 120 warehouse addition to an existing business.
Another one.
Larry Miller. And I fully expected Taylor to be here, so.
Okay.
um,
So you're winging it then.
Hey, what do I have to lose, right?
I think we changed the meeting. That we're missing a few members.
Okay.
Yeah, he's originally on Tuesdays, so
Gotcha.
I sent out a warning this morning, but I
Okay.
don't know if
I was thinking
everybody read the
Everett
morning or
told me,
not.
or Tuesday, but we saw it. We're here. So what we're proposing to do is adding a addition to our business that we have there for warehouse space. There's one office there in the upper right-hand corner. Rest will be a warehouse.
Strictly warehouse, no production then?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So we sell and install solar panels, electrical products.
You just retail sale, or do you do like installation sales?
We install and sell. Yeah. So
Okay, but you can buy stuff there and people can do it themselves, or
yeah. Mhm.
okay. Or you can go, they hire you guys to go out as a crew. And
Right.
install
Both.
stuff. How many people do you have employed?
We have 10 employees.
10.
On a normal day, 7 of them are out on the job site. 3
here,
there at
okay.
the shop. So.
Is there, with this warehouse proposal, is this basic for storage, or are you looking to increase the employee size with this?
No, we're renting a property now where we have some storage, so we just want to move that
Oh,
home, and
since
get
all-
everything together, and we're always running back and forth.
Yep.
But no additional.
So what does the warehouse, obviously solar panels and then
Solar panels, electrical stuff, we do. a
mounting
lot.
equipment and
Mhm. Yeah, so
posts and
some,
poles and
yes. Right now, we have some of that on the outside, we want to move everything on the inside. Just
What area do you service around? I mean, how far do you go to do a job?
75-mile radius is what we usually say, so.
Hour and a
Go
half
Fort
or something?
Wayne, Warsaw, Goshen, some up into Michigan.
Some of the land is gonna be remediated from Nelson.
Yes,
Right.
Oh, okay.
I believe all that has been done or supposed to have been done already. Yes.
I'll just ask, even though there's nobody out there, is there anybody out there that would like to comment on this non-public hearing item? Okay, seeing none, we'll go forward. Well, I thought this was zoned I on this side. I guess it wasn't.
You know, I zone that rural area.
Yeah. How long you been in business now?
11 years.
11 years? Okay. I've been out there for a while.
I always saw this as just an addition, basically doubling the size, but still fairly small, and just adding on.
Mhm.
I forget what we talked about tech review as far as maneuverability, getting around the building, because it's still got a concrete apron there, just accessing the area because the property lines are kind of tight. Do you own the neighboring land around you, or you just own that little parcel where your building's at?
So where the drive comes in, our house is to the left there.
Oh, so you live right next door.
I've got 12 acres right around that
Okay,
track.
you
so,
just, this
yep.
is just a separate parcel.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, that makes
Is it chicken barn or the?
Chicken barn.
Is that yours?
Yes, it is.
You guys have any concerns or questions?
Anything from tech committee? Everything was good for you? Yeah, okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the site plan as presented.
Second. Any further discussion? Let's go ahead and vote.
Tyler,
yes.
Len,
Yes.
Shannon,
Yes.
Ethan,
Yes.
Zach.
Yes.
Okay, your site plan has been approved. You did a fine job.
Thanks, Joe.
You have to give Taylor's a call.
I'll just take it off their bill.
Yeah, that- That'll fix it.
Good luck with that.
Okay, any communications? Committee zoning administrator report, other business? Nope.
I want to reiterate a little bit on this rural business. We talked about it, but just, we probably need to look at rural cottage business for small families and stuff is good. It's like, how big do you let it go when it's successful before you say, hey, we got to get this closer to the interstate or closer to the main highway where it is conducive to transport parts to other RV factories. Cut down all these county roads with semis. It creates a lot of wear and tear year round because they're constantly delivering and bringing stuff. You're trying to share that road with a buggy, a pony cart, kids getting out of school on bicycles. It's getting a little insane in some areas of the county.
And it doesn't necessarily mean the size of the building, but it's how much traffic.
Traffic in and out. And obviously 50 employees, holy cow, that's an industry. That's more than people in our I2 zones employ at Lippert's and all those places. So it's like, when I looked at that, I thought, I know it's a nice building. I've been out there before and they did the last edition. It's like, perhaps when we have these Rockland repairs / the steel industry here, when they are supplying for, I'm talking production for, isn't like custom framing. I mean, they do custom handrails, but they're supplying for the RV industry. I mean, this is like we're just doing custom molding for some houses. It's full out production for that demand of RV stuff. It's like, wow, this is an industry that it's not a cottage industry anymore. It's a full-fledged industry that should be located where industry is located, I guess. You know, they're closer to town or closer to state highways, in my opinion. But
Well, another interesting fact to it is that they're essentially taking the home off the property. You know, they're turning the home into an office.
yeah,
And I think the, you know, part of the A2 was to, you know, in the former ordinance, if you didn't have a house on the property, you had to have that variance for the business. And I think it was kind of intended to in the A2 to still have a house on the property, but all of that, we made it
yeah.
a necessity in the new ordinance.
Well,
I think it was intended to, but yes, it got.
because this affects a lot of people that live in that area and drive in that area. That's like, why did the county let them have a huge industry out here, out in the rural areas, so much to the point, like the cottage industry is one thing where you all have a little small business where you all benefiting, but this is a pretty big burden on the neighborhood by one industry that it just, as a county, as a planning and zoning, it's we just need to probably look at the size, the square foot size of a cottage industry. You know, when you have that size, it's I mean, 50 employees. It's not 5, it's not 10, it's not even 15 or 20. It's 50 just employees. And that thing's a hustle and bustle in place. And good, they're having good business. Not great that he's behind all these houses on a county road, you know. And you guys, unfortunately, for me, I have the, I guess you call it good or bad. I drive around this county more than a lot of people, and I get the luxury of seeing all these site plans we approved. And I see the consequences of them. If you never get in your car and drive over to some of the places, I'm like, wow, that's probably our fault. Oh, that's probably our fault too. We probably need to look at that a little better on when we do some of this stuff. And we just approve, and it's like there's unintended consequences unless you drive around. I'm very visual and have a very good memory of the tart place on 20. I saw somebody pull off the other day there and drop over in a corner, knock the whole asphalt off. I thought, oh, we increased that traffic. He's pulling off there because they get the tart place just off. It was a good location. It's just NDOT intersection is not wide enough hard to get semis off of. It's just like, ooh, yeah, we caused that kind of.
The place that comes to my mind is south of 20 on 250 west. I can't remember the name of it. It's on the east side of the road. Big buildings.
South of 20 or north of 20?
South 20.
Oh, it's the Country Cast operation?
Maybe.
250 West?
Yeah. 250 west south, about a mile and a half.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mile and a half down there. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, you had some water problems initially.
Yeah, that's the they do all the trim work for the standing seam metal for masterpiece metals.
Yeah.
That's a big one too.
That's a big one.
That one is least is only a mile and a half off of.
Well, this one's only.
It's a little ways.
Yeah.
It's probably 3 or 4 miles.
No, it was
177, 1665 south.
Yeah, but the 20 is 2 miles north of the town line on that section.
Oh, that's after the 7 mile.
Correct.
So it's 2
20
and a half.
curves.
It's 2.5 miles instead
Okay.
of 1.5.
Okay.
Well, I think it's 2 extra miles.
Is it?
Yeah.
Could be.
But it's just the size and scope of some of these. We just have to be careful, you know. I think we need to look into just rock repair in this one or two. It stick out in my head as far as like how huge they are. It's like it'd have been conducive to put that closer to 5, even on some farm ground. I mean, closer to a main hub to get in and out of, so we're not, I guess, mixing. It's a lot of mixed use over there. I mean, they have to. I wouldn't want all industry around my kids riding their bike around a county road and pony cars to school. That's not, I guess, not me either. So,
Well, the other interesting aspect when you get about talking about kids on the roads is, you know, it's not like, you know, the 3 school districts in the county where kids are getting on buses and going. You know, you've got a schoolhouse every 5 miles, and there's 50 kids at every one.
Yeah.
And you know, when school lets out, every 5 miles there's 50 kids.
Yeah.
Instead of on school buses where they're not off the road.
the stress on the roads that gets me as far as how are we going to keep the roads. Well, we need to improve them. If we're gonna improve this big a business, we need to improve the infrastructure to get to it. But we can't. This doesn't pay for any of that. Is
that something
we've talked about in the
is that
past? Of
something
impact
we
fees.
asked the highway department to, you know, assess road conditions and get a green, yellow, red map of county roads?
Yeah, we talked about that too.
Has anything like that ever been done? We can talk about the roads, the current conditions of the roads, planned upgrades, and then, you know, plans for planned upgrades. If you know, you've got, you know, a business like the one this evening, or, you know, several where you could highlight a road, you know, you could highlight some, you know, because sometimes you get I don't know exactly how it works as far as improving roads, but I would assume you get a grant or something and let's put it here because I don't know where else we put it. You know, if you had a road plan, you know, a 5-10 year road plan, maybe that'd give you a little bit better idea and maybe, you know, perhaps we could, you know, highlight these bigger industries.
They fall apart way faster than you can repair them, and the grant stuff, it's hit and miss. But who should pay for that improvement? I mean, should all the people that drive a car approve it when the person that demanded the improvement was a business? And basically, if there was a big industry down there, the county road for the traffic is fine. It's when you add the semis on not just seasonable, like, oh, it's only there in the fall time, you guys haul some grain. No, it's every day of, you know, 6 semis in, 6 semis out, and then compound that when you add it on, it'll be 10 and out, 10 out. Now, I mean, like, if you're still semis going on county roads, the big haulers, not just grain semi, we have a short cab, you know, it's like, holy cow, this is kind of weird to see this out here because they don't even know where they're going, trying to turn these places, make the turns. It's like, whoa, this is weird. But there's no other place in the state I drive that I see that going on.
You got a comment, Shannon?
I'm in favor of the UDO then looking at this and putting some limits in place.
Okay.
And just, how do we go about that? I think that businesses might need to understand,
Yeah.
they need to plan out maybe more than 2 years or 3 years or 5 years or 10 years, but they have to at least have a game. I want them to be educated enough to know that maybe there's gonna be a limit to how much I'm gonna expand at this location.
And I think the 40% was supposed to kind of take care of that a little bit, but.
But if you own 20
it-
acres, it's,
Yeah, that's big.
yeah. So I think it should go back, it used to be a square foot. You know,
Oh, yeah, but
20,000
they
square
come
foot.
for variance and they got.
Then don't get
granted.
them.
Well,
Well, that's your problem.
well, I vote no.
Well, get
All the
tired-
frickin'
get tired
time.
of your buddy over here. So. But square footage would be the way to limit the size of the business.
Okay, I'm gonna make a motion to, after that session, adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you all for coming this evening. I'm glad we had 5.
I think it was a better meeting than 5, actually.